Hi guys, welcome to week 5. This is equation of the circle. I've done some writing for you just to get things out of the way here. All right, so when you look at the circle here, HK in pink represents the center. Okay, so those are the coordinates of the center. All right, they didn't want you to confuse HK with X and Y, which is a point on the circle, so that's why they've given you different letters. So again, XY is a point on the circle, and R is the radius. Okay, so again, R is the distance between HK and XY. So we're obviously, anytime you see this word, we're going to use the distance formula, okay? So we set it up. It's going to be the square root of x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r. Okay, I'm going to put hk over here. All right, now we're going to square both sides, and you see what you do to one side, you do to the other. Once you square that, here you get r squared, r becomes r squared, and then when you square this entire thing, you get rid of that square root. So this is the standard equation of a circle. So now you can see how well the distance formula relates to the standard equation of a circle. Now, there's a special case where if the center of the circle is on the origin, which you all know is 0, 0, then the standard equation is x squared plus y squared. Notice there's nothing being added or taken off of the x squared because it's 0, and same thing to the y. So nothing changes. X and y, x squared and y squared stay the same. We'll do a couple examples of those so that makes a little bit more sense. Okay, so now let's see what kind of questions you're going to get. All right, for the first one, what you're going to do, okay, see this right here? This basically means to take the opposite of h and take the opposite of k, all right? So we're looking at this. We always take the opposite, I'm going to highlight everything, of these things, okay? And look at this one. We're coming up to that one later. All right, so again, this means to take the opposite of h and the opposite of k. So what we're going to do is we're going to write this. The center here is going to be, instead of -4, it's going to be +4, and this is going to be +3. Remember, this number represents r squared, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do r squared. I'll write it this way. R squared is 16. So to get r by itself, we're going to square root both sides, and then r equals 4, okay? So this is what we wanted to do. We now have the center as well as the radius. So same kind of thing. Here we take the opposite of -5, which is +5, opposite of a -1, which is just 1, and then over here we're going to say r squared equals 25, and we have to get r by itself. R equals 5. All right. Hopefully you're getting the gist. All right, so opposite of 2 is -2, opposite of -3 is 3, and then r squared equals 36, square root that, r is 6, okay? Now, this, anytime, just like up top, anytime you see just x squared and y squared, you automatically know this is going to be 0, 0. Okay, we're still going to do the same thing to that radius though. R squared equals 4. So you do this, and you get the radius is 2. Okay, good job. Now, let's go the other way. Now that we're given the center and the radius, let's create the equation of a circle. So you know with 0, 0, boom, you're going to have x squared plus y squared right away. Okay, so the radius is 1. So what's the squared? What's 1 squared? 1 squared is just 1. Okay, here the center is 4, 0. So again, we have to take the opposite of 4, take the opposite of 0. Well, there's no opposite of 0, but we go x, the opposite of 4, minus 4 squared plus y squared, because it's a 0, and then we square the 4. 4 times 4 gives you 16. All right, now another easy one, okay? No work to do here because it's 0, 0. So automatically center is 0, 0. So then you have x squared plus y squared, and then the radius is 1. Oops, guys, I didn't mean to give you that, but you got a lucky break there. All right, so center is -1, -3, and the radius is 6. So here you're going to get x, okay? What's the opposite of -1? That's +1 squared plus y, opposite of -3, plus 3 squared, and then 6 times 6 gives you that 36. Okay, so it's always going backwards, doing the inverse operations and using the opposite of the x's and the y's. Okay, now we do something a little bit different. When it's a problem like this, you're given the center and a point, write the standard equation of the circle, you're gonna have to do a little bit of work, but you have your calculator. So first things first, you have to find the radius. Okay, and to find the radius, step 1, distance formula. Okay, you always need to label x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, distance formula always goes x2, which is 2 minus x1 squared plus 2, and then I let the calculator do the work, so I'm gonna leave that there and then figure that out. Okay, so when I do that, this is gonna be 5.09, square root of 5.09, so around square root of 5.1, let's call it that. Okay, so now the center is 1, -3, and we got that from there. Okay, and then the r squared, this is r squared, right? And then when we put r squared, we just take off square root of 5.1 times the square root of 5.1 gives you r squared, which is just 5.1. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just set it up. Take the opposite of 1, x minus 1 squared plus opposite of -3 is going to be y plus 3 squared equals the radius squared, should have put that there, 5.1. This is how you write the standard form. Hope that helps. See you guys next week.